countryside, people. But the countryside won't be here for very long if we don't obey the law of the countryside. What's the law of the countryside? Means don't leave gates open, or cattle might escape. Important livestock will go to waste.
I was once in a countryside where they left all the gates open. The country escaped to the city.
Oh no!
And the cattle went down to the shops and they bought some smocks, and it was very, very embarrassing for all involved because the smocks were too small to fit on their hides. They're very, very tall and very, very wide, those cows. So shut the gate if you don't want the cows to turn up in Cabo Circus.
What happens when the sheeps escape from the fields? They turn up in Morrison's, complaining about the price of veal. Who would have seen that coming? The bitter irony of a sheep you thought was a herd before, but it wants to eat the young of the cow next door.
What happens when you leave the gates open in the countryside? Well, all the moles dig little holes and they turn up on your lawn. And on your lawn they start having little parties and making a rave sounds all night.
Yes.
When you're trying to sleep and they're making a rave sounds outside. And it's all because when you went on a walk the previous day you left the gate open and you forgot to say, I'll close that gate behind me. I'll close the gate behind me.
Listen to what the Daily Mail says about bales of hay. They got minds of their own these days. They have independent thoughts.
Independent thoughts on a bale of hay. How ridiculous, that's what a thing to say.
I always thought it was just a dead bit of grass baled up for convenience to turn into silage maize and feed cows through the winter. Did you know when you transport silage maize, it drops a lot of potentially hazardous materials from the lorry? It harms the water table and kills the fish. All this happens because farmers are pressurized into non-arable methods of cultivating crops. Something that rhymes with crops.
Flops.
Dops. It's not even a word, but I've just made it up, so it is.
Shops.
Shops. Should have thought of that one first, really, shouldn't I?
Shop's a real word. It's not even made up, not by us anyway. It's made up by somebody in the past, somebody long ago who thought, what shall I call those things? I go in to buy things. Buy things like sweets and animals.
Enough of the etymology of the word shop. It's not very interesting and people don't care.
Lots of people care. That's why I have people who study language at university and get a degree in language.
But their
They become
name is
languages.
quite often Cecil or Randolph. I like that. That D was like the last word in the musical conversation between me and Andrew. Let's try it again. Randolph. The riffage, bringing it down. I'm in the country, I'm in a field. We got some groove going on.